So first 2 episodes are out.
Yes, I know.
I'm excited.
Thank you all for supporting again.
Appreciate it.
Really appreciate it.
Yes.
Again, like normal, we're gonna be talking about sciencey stuff, pop culture.
I think I'm excited. I think we prepared way more than we did before. And so we have so many topics ready. And so I feel like we're going to have fun ones to talk about.
Yeah.
Yes. A lot of
It's going to be a yap
was a lot
session.
better.
Yes.
Definitely.
And then just one last thing I wanted to add before we start. I just want to say shout out to our mom. She really pushed us to do this a while back. So, also she did help with the name, Genes and GenZs.
Shout out to you.
Yeah, so I just want to say shout out to moms. And again, just encouraging us,
I know.
Yes.
always pushing to us. And again, it's going to link back to what we're talking about for today and the support system. So shout out to moms.
Okay. Hey, everyone. My name's Alrishia.
My name is Marishia.
And my name's Aishwarya. And this is
Genes and GenZs.
For today, we're going to get started off with support systems in STEM. And I think we kind of touched based on it with the previous episode in terms of, having the right mentors by your corner and all that sort. So we have a Reddit post, right? And we all took a little glimpse at it. It's kind of a lot, but I'll summarize it. But it's basically talking about this 4th-year student in her PhD, basically being told by her PI that she isn't cut for it, and it's actually an MD PhD program. And, the person describes that they have all the skills, everything, and, just being told that you're not good enough by your PI, your committee, it's heartbreaking. Yeah. It is. It's like, it's a major rejection. Again, we also talked about that too in the previous episode. It's like cycles of rejection. Yeah. And in an area where you're supposed to feel supported, it's not like that. So I think what this person described is a pretty heavy, program. Yeah. They learned all the skills, proper laboratory skills, Western blots, running gels, everything. And when it came to, discussing with their PI, they're like, you're not cut out for this. But they're a 4th-year PhD student.
So how did they get that?
Also, for the audience that doesn't know, an MD PhD is like an intense program where you're basically essentially becoming a doctor and a scientist at the same time at the highest level. Like that's so much work.
That's crazy.
And to be told this in your 4th year after you're working so much is a little intense. Like that. This is not the type of rejection we said you should get used to. Exactly, this is like a really higher level of rejection that should not even be allowed, in my opinion.
I think nothing is more discouraging than being a student and going under so much stress. Again, this is an MD PhD program. There's already so much. I think the last person you need to be your hater is your PI.
Yeah.
Like not getting that support, like the person who is helping you through your PhD. Because I know like the med school component, there's no like supervisor, right?
No.
So to have the person who is gonna be responsible for you getting your PhD and helping you through that, I think it's really disheartening. And no student should go through that, especially in their 4th year. Like, you got this far. Clearly, you were good enough.
That's what I'm saying.
Like, I think more than good enough to even make it through such a vigorous program.
I agree.
And make it your 4th year. Like,
yeah. And again, it just highlights, we will tie back to like lab culture and everything like that. But it really does stem from, again, the PI. Like, they're seen as like the leader in the lab in a way. And again, it's kind of the duty of them to create that inclusive, supportive environment. Yeah. Of course, if you even have amazing lab mates, that's even better. You can get that encouragement.
A different type of support.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And if that isn't there, then it's very hard to handle on your own. And this is why I say to a lot of people, even undergrads who enter a lab, like, if you have anything that you're concerned about, any advice, you let me know, because it all starts from there. Like, just making sure you create that safe environment where you are approachable and you want them to feel heard, and again, for a grad student too, like that's even at a bigger scale. So I think, it's kind of sad to see that the PI isn't really creating that professional supportive environment that's inclusive. And again, this actually kind of ties back because me and Arishia, we actually worked on this professional workshop. We went to present it at like a different university, and we were talking about like scenarios and case studies on how to create supportive lab culture. Because again, you're spending so much time in that space, you know, more than your own home. Right?
Yeah.
So if it's,
sometimes you're there like until like 10 at night doing your experiments. Like, who are you there with? Your lab mates, like people who you're supposed to have a good relationship with.
Yeah, exactly. And I think in terms like that, there needs to be certain guidelines put in place. And I think there's certain universities, institutions, and labs that would have like a contract or like a way that people can, you know, abide by, and like, you know, this is how you're supposed to act.
Conduct.
Yes, conduct, right? And sometimes the lab mates, you guys can all contribute to it. Like, you know, I really love like if we can all be respectful, and if any questions I can come and ask you, you know. And again, it just creates a very inclusive environment.
A democratic conduct.
Exactly.
Which should be the case. Even if you're an undergrad or a PhD, you're both people in the lab who are like helping on a research project. You both should have the same say in like what kind of respect is deserved in the lab.
Exactly.
It's a very heavy, you know, topic. I think a lot of us, for the most part, can say like there's been a moment where maybe you don't feel coming to grad school, you may feel a little uneasy in your position. So I think, and the person who wrote the post did say like, I knew the PI was blunt from the beginning. They acknowledged that.
Yes.
And they knew that they needed someone a little bit harder on them just based on like things that they like in a boss, right? So to acknowledge that and being able to be, you know what, that's what I need. That student is already taking accountability for the type of work ethic, letting the PI know what they need for support.
Yeah.
But I think we all need a little bit like, you know, not too much sugarcoating. Like you do want someone to be honest with you because that's how you do better. Yeah. But I think there is a way to go about it. And I think Marishia mentioned this in like another episode. It was like, not what you say, it's how you say it. Your tone
is everything.
Is so important. I think in a professional environment, people can get carried away with the way they're talking because there's like a hierarchy.
There is a hierarchy.
lot.
Yeah,
there is. There is.
Also, constructive criticism. We talked about this as well, where it's like the things that you say don't need to be said in a way that's disrespectful.
Sandwich your feedback.
Sandwich your feedback.
Start with a like.
But I'm also curious to learn. This is something that when you are looking for labs to like the type of mentorship and guidance that you want in supervision, because you know, like some people do prefer more hands-on PI, more hands-on supervisor. Some people do like more, you know, they are independent, they can do it on their own. So I think, seeking that out before you join the lab is also very important. Helpful. But again, at this time, I'm just wondering too, were there discussions about milestones and the deadlines for those? Because like are there progress reports, you know, committee meetings like that are like looking at everything and again to help you troubleshoot and support you in that progress. And I was just saying before we started recording, sometimes it's a lot of mental load for you, but you actually have to seek out allyship. You have to seek out support because it might not even be in STEM. Maybe even a different program, a different faculty, you know, different discipline, and seek out that support. It's really necessary because I feel like having like a third party involved can help mediate everything and give you a different perspective. And sometimes they can come in and build that relation between you and the supervisor or your lab mates, whatever the case is. Because again, there's biases involved for sure.
Yeah, and that's another thing. Like as a PI, you should be aware that like, you know, you shouldn't let your biases get in the way of someone achieving their PhD, which is something they did as well, right?
Yeah,
like there has to be some level of like accountability.
There has to be.
As well as like respect from all sides.
Exactly.
But a lot of these things like the PI sets the tone, sets the pace for
yes,
the
100%.
So if this PI is leading in a way where they're not really mentoring, they're kind of badgering students, right? I can only imagine what mentorship in that lab looks like for an undergrad.
And that's what I'm saying. It's not unfortunate.
It kind of trickles down to everybody else.
I've heard some cases where the student is just all alone doing their work, and then it comes to like a meeting with a lab meeting, and then they're presenting their data, and they're like, "What were you doing? That you know that."
It's like jump scare, like, oh, what did you do?
What did you do? What were you doing there? And again,
lack of mentorship.
The lack of mentorship.
Expect an undergrad to just know what to do in a lab that's been established for so many years. Like you have to give them a certain level of like instruction that is detailed.
Trust me, there's stories.
Right?
There's some personal. There are.
It's getting a little personal.
It's getting a little personal, you know.
Because
we do have experiences, and again, I think whether we're looking at people of color, which is there are some stats there as well.
Yes.
But just like undergrads in general, like there are instances where undergrads are left to fend for themselves.
Yeah.
And that's not fair. Like even PhD students, it's not fair.
Graduates are left because again, there are biases. There is favoritism in a lot of these labs, right? PIs will mentor who they want to mentor. Right? Yeah. People will get opportunities who they think should get the opportunities, even though they may not work the most. they get rewarded.
Yeah.
So I think
also the bar may be different from other
for different people.
The
100%.
Standards usually shift a bit for certain
minimum
individuals.
for some.
And again, if you're adding
overexceeding
also
for others.
people of color,
and there's stats on this, so it's not even.
It's not just outright.
It's not an
opinion.
opinion. It's not just an opinion.
No,
there
it's
are
true,
stats.
And that's some of the barriers that you do face in STEM. And again, we are here to promote it for sure and like encourage you guys to get involved. But it's good to be truthful about some of the things that you may face.
You need. This is the type of mentorship that people wish they had when they're like a third-year PhD and have to like deal with it, out of nowhere. Like you'd rather know and be aware and make a decision, like an informed decision based on that. Which is why it's also important that if you're reaching, let's say you have a lab that you really are interested in, don't just reach out to the PI. Reach out to multiple lab members. Like it doesn't just have to be one PhD. Just like email multiple of them like separately, and a lot of people are very honest to students. Like they'll say, my like this PI, like this is what you need to know before you join the lab. This is how he works. This is how she works. Like that kind of information is what's helpful when you know how to deal with like your own work.
Exactly.
That's important.
Yeah.
I feel a lot of empathy towards the students. Like feel sometimes where the environment may not be as supportive and you're going in there and your stomach is turning and you're like, I just don't want to mess up. I want to show them good and I'm doing my job.
And it's still not enough somehow.
So I really hope that they're able to just seek any type of support, whether that might be outside of the faculty, at the grad level, or just like any level that they can get to, and have someone mediate that. Because it's just, again, and this is the things that create STEM to be like intimidating and frightening, and people don't want to pursue it because my teaching philosophy is like, not making it intimidating, making it in a space where students can ask questions, learn from their mistakes and improve. Again, it's trial and error. If we're doing that in research, why can we not do that also with learning?
Exactly.
And not getting on the first
also,
try.
Like I don't understand the expectation that PhD and master student have to be perfect.
Not perfect.
You're being trained to be a researcher. Like it's okay if you make certain mistakes. Like I understand there's like funding involved and all that, 100%. But like the whole point of it is you're training these people. So like to have like such a micromanaging or like situation, it's like that's not fair.
Weird. And I think also as like grad students, like I know when I talk to like undergrad students or like even high school students who are thinking about doing these programs, and they're like, oh, you must be an expert. I'm like, I'm not actually, No,
you don't have to be.
By the end, you defend your degree. They expect you to be
some
expert. You're somewhat of an expert.
But still,
you're
in
still
your niche,
learning.
100%.
Exactly. You're still learning. Like, you're not going to know everything they ask you in a defense, right? Yeah. There's things that are out of your scope.
I told my undergrad, I'm like, you're not going to know everything.
You can't prepare yourself to know everything.
That's a great follow-up topic to discuss in a future episode, which is like how to prepare for your defense.
I just did one 2 weeks ago.
Yes. Congrats to Alrishia. She just defended her master's.
Yes. MSc. Like, nothing could have prepare you for all the questions they're going to ask you.
No.
Because like I had questions from very general questions. Why is your animal called that? And then like very specific like biological questions.
Yeah.
But someone can always ask you something that's way out of that scope. Yeah. Right? So it is okay to not feel like you know everything because you are a learner. We are continuous learners. We're not experts just like that. As humans, we continue to learn. So I never go into a situation like, oh, I know everything. I tell high schoolers and undergrads, I'm like, y'all, I'm still learning. Like, I am not an expert by any means. Like, I'm getting these degrees because I want to learn. Yeah. Right? I'm still a trainee. Yeah. Right? Yeah. So I think
PIs should know that more than anything.
Yes.
Like,
again, it's sad because, a lot of these PIs and professors have been in our positions.
Yeah.
So I think it's very disheartening to see something like this.
But I would say
you were once the student.
Exactly. And I think, and I also have that POV all the time when I'm teaching, like, okay, how did I want it to be taught?
Exactly.
I have that all the time. But yes, I think even too, I would just tell this person, just seek any support, whether it be friends, family. I'm telling you, like, even with us, like, we relied a lot on our family. Like, our mom or dad just, in those times where you're facing challenges, because you just need that emotional support.
Emotional is very
mentally
important.
Exhausting. It may affect your work and ability. So if you have to take breaks, take it.
But always talk to someone. Like,
have to.
Literally, our mom was like the person we like leaned on like the most. Like, just call. Like, I'm like, oh, like this is happening. Like, conference call. Everyone get on the conference call. What's kind of going on? Yeah. You need to have that. And our mom's not in STEM, but
no, it doesn't matter. Someone who's on your side.
Exactly.
Someone who could tell you, no, you're doing good. You deserve to be there. Because again, we'll talk about imposter syndrome too as well. Yeah. You get to a moment where the way people treat you,
like, do I
and make you
deserve
feel
to
like,
be here?
like, should I be here?
Yeah, I don't
The
know.
answer
And
is
yes, you deserve to be there.
You deserve to
There's
be
a reason
there.
you are there. No one deserves a position more than
It's
you.
not because of luck. You worked hard.
You
to
worked
be there.
hard
You
to be
deserve
there.
it.
Yeah.
So there are gonna be people who other fellow grad students, other students in lab, your own PI can make you feel like that. But you need to have people in your corner who can tell you, feed life into you.
Yes.
Like you
Yes.
deserve to be here. You're not here out of luck. You're not here because they need to hire someone like you.
Oh,
you are here
Preach.
because you worked to be here. You have to remind yourself every day you deserve to be there and have grace for yourself. When no one else will have grace for you, have grace for yourself. So,
And stand up for yourself,
stand up for
because
yourself.
that's also important.
Yes.
Like even if like you feel like things are against you, like whose voice do you like? Whose voice is there to support you apart from yours 24/7? Like you have that,
Yes.
And honestly, when you do speak up, like you're saying, and stand up for yourself,
Yeah.
you're gonna see how much people actually rally behind you.
And they'll respect you too. The
yes.
people who care will respect
Yeah.
you and will be on your side.
And there's people who are also going through it within your own department,
Yes.
own faculty, and they're like, this happened to me too.
Yes.
And then you just share your stories,
Yes.
and then that's when changes actually happen.
Speak up,
Speaking
guys.
up.
You have to speak up.
You have to.
Especially in a situation where like there can be implicit biases that will never be acknowledged.
Yeah.
You have to speak up.
You have to.
have to.
Again,
Yeah.
we won't get change unless someone speaks up. I know it's hard to be the first person to speak up. It is
And
terrifying.
it's easier when you have a
Right?
group,
Exactly.
like of people who go through the same thing.
Yes,
Yeah.
but if you go out there alone, trust me, like Marishia said, like there are people who will rally against you.
Yeah.
Like
you trust me.
they'll come out of the woods
Yeah.
and be like, "That happened to me too." Like that happened to me too.
Yeah,
Like,
and that's how you create. Again, that's a space that you
Yeah.
can create. And again,
Create
it's kind of
community.
like this too. Like we didn't have this really, honestly, in our undergrad studies
No,
or
we
even
did
early
not.
in my, grad studies. So having this exposure and community is really important, and it just creates more motivation for you. And you continue to do your research and flourish, right?
I also want to add like acknowledging your like teaching philosophy thing, right? Where you want to like have someone teach you in a way that you wanted to be taught.
Yeah.
For me, that was I used to ask so many little questions.
Yeah.
And some professors are very receptive to it.
Yes.
TAs were great with it, but then
you're still students.
you're still a student. But there was one class that I had which was like physiology or something, and the professor. This is an undergrad, and the professor, right off the bat in our like second lecture, he's like, I don't take any stupid questions. Like, don't ask me questions. Like, and it was like, and surprise, I had the most questions in that class because I was like, what's going on?
She's molecular.
I'm molecular. I wasn't even molecular. I was like landscape.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
And so I was like, what's going on here? And it felt so intimidating. And so I always remember that when I'm teaching, I'm like, ask me the silliest thing possible, because guaranteed knowing the answer to that silly question is going to make you understand a topic that you didn't think you would understand.
Yes.
It's okay. Ask the silly questions. Ask it. Even if they get mad at you, ask it.
Ask it.
Yeah,
You're there to learn.
That's what I think.
No, and also too, like,
It's a job to teach.
Like again,
Yeah.
exactly. Like I remember when I used to get taught like a protocol, I'll go home, rewrite it in like my
Yeah.
notes, like just try
Oh
like
my
best to like learn it
In an easy way.
in an easier way. And guess what? I give that protocol to students that I'm teaching.
Same.
Yes.
You know what? Because like there's things that they don't tell you right away. I'm like,
I
oh
know.
yes, you have to dilute that by another tenfold, and then
Oh my god, I
gosh.
can go on and on about bad protocols that I've had to
They're
not
read and
straightforward,
rewrite.
y'all.
They're
Rewrite your
not
protocols in your own words.
straightforward.
Yeah.
Also, if you, let's say you have like a protocol and you didn't have someone training you physically,
yeah.
like watching you do it step by step,
Yes.
I would guarantee get everything wrong, because like
yeah.
these protocols are not detailed enough
Yeah.
to like
They're
get
not
it right
detailed
the
enough.
same way someone else has
Yeah.
gotten it right. You
Especially-
have to give every detail
Yes.
possible.
And that's what I'm saying. So again, even at the grad level, we can still make mistakes and still are learning.
Yes.
So that's what
Yeah.
I'm saying. Like, yes, I understand this person is a fourth year student, but again,
Yeah.
you still need guidance still
You
as a
still need
senior
that.
student. Like it doesn't
They haven't gotten their
matter.
degree yet. There are
Yeah.
postdocs who still have questions. The only point of graduate school and doing postdocs is to learn more. You should have questions. You don't have questions, I think that's a problem.
Yeah.
Like, low key.
Exactly. What are you learning if you're not asking
Like,
questions?
I'm like,
Improve your critical thinking
yeah,
skills.
I was like, I think you should
Yes,
have
ask
questions.
questions.
Yes.
And ask questions to the people. You know, not
Yes.
everything needs to be Googled.
Googled.
Ask
No,
just,
ask
it's okay.
Don't use ChatGPT.
Don't use
no.
ChatGPT. It gives you right or wrong
Wrong
answer. You'll never
answers.
know.
Once you give it a couple prompts, it'll give you the answer you
You
want to
wanna
hear.
hear?
low-key.
Yeah, literally. And they literally admitted that that's how it works. So I'm just like, okay, like
You're
let's
feeding
not-
it. You're talking to yourself. And it's like, yeah, you're
Let's
right. You're
not.
right, girl. And it's like, no, I'm not.
Yeah, no, I'm not. I know I'm not. Yeah, like it's okay to like, you know how some people will say like, just Google it. I hate that. If I'm
Always
having a
ask.
conversation with you, I'd rather learn from your perspective.
Yes.
Like I'll just ask you. Like I can Google it later, sure,
Yeah.
but like if I'm talking to you, like maybe just tell me what you think, right? If we're in the same lab, then it's useful to have your understanding of it.
Go read the paper.
Yeah.
Go read the paper. Okay, I read it. Now what? I still don't understand certain things. I have to talk to you anyway about it.
Have you seen those method sections?
How are you supposed to understand? Also, the method sections, like
they don't have everything.
They don't have everything, and it does not translate to a protocol.
No, it doesn't.
So you need somebody to tell baby you into it. Like, I'm sorry, you need to be babied in order to have a good like working understanding. I'm so grateful that my like mentor who taught me like DNA extraction and stuff, we use like a robot. So for me, I needed to know. I can't just like read a paper and understand. Like I had to have someone watch me do it.
Yes.
And I'm glad that like at least I had that, because then now I do the same with all the undergrads and the other grad students.
I know. I was just teaching actually high school students how to like micropipette.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I love like, micropipette.
You go to each of them.
Yes, I have to.
Yeah.
So you can use like the bench, you know.
Yeah,
So like,
your hands.
Exactly.
Oh, I love it.
But back to this also too. I think institutions should actually also include trainings. Trainings for PIs and training for grad students as well.
Yes.
On how to create a supported lab environment. Sometimes when they do get hired, they have to do like different tests and like.
But to keep up with it, it needs to be like consistent.
Yearly training, and that's something that I feel like honestly, even through our own experience, you need to have this with PIs and grad students. So to create a peaceful work environment where you want to go to and work in and thrive in. So training support. And I think when we did our workshop, it really enlightened us. So when we were able to share, other faculty members were talking, I'm like, oh, I didn't even look at it from that perspective. And that's how you are able to, you know, share more, learn more. So I think hopefully
forget about the modules, do in person, like interactive activities, get group discussions going because we only learn from having group discussions.
Yes, guidelines. Yeah, guys, please, how to navigate.
Also, I see here that the person says, you know, a couple things like she has or he has or they have ADHD. You know,
that's also
that's a big thing. Like when you have ADHD, I feel like it really impacts like the way in which someone expects you to do work. It might not look like as smooth, but you can still do the work. A lot of scientists have ADHD. And also to, you know, for the PI to say things like, I don't have the ability or they don't have the ability or the skill to finish. They don't have the mental caliber for a PhD. Sorry? What? And also they're on track. They say they're on track. They're like 4 or 5 years into track. So to like, you know, go out and master out is not an option.
Do not fall for that.
Do not fall for that.
Don't fall for that. Don't let them push you out your degree.
Never let them push you out your degree. You continue.
No, you continue. You do it.
Your 4th year. You can finish.
No. But again, and this is again the inclusivity, right?
Yeah.
If again, not everyone has, you know,
not everyone's the same learner.
Exactly.
Not everyone learns the same.
You don't have to be the same learner too. Like sometimes two different perspectives come together, and you're like, whoa, didn't know that's how that thing worked. Like that's what you need.
I think low key triggering.
Yeah, this is actually very triggering.
It's very like upsetting.
Yeah.
This is a lot. Like, and again, it's affecting the students physically. They can't sleep. They're not doing
eating,
laundry.
I
not
know.
Like
that's another thing. Yeah, you stay at home.
You're deteriorating the student.
You cry. It's just like you feel like science is supposed to be exciting and fun.
You should go
and
to
like,
the lab every day so happy.
Yeah.
Not all day, but at least every day.
Maybe not when your like experiment failed and you were like, okay, I'll try again.
It's okay. You can cry. You can get sad about it. You can take a day off. But I feel like, again, if that support isn't there, that's going to even make it worse. Because I think also, too, a lot of the pressure that we feel comes from within.
Yeah.
And if you have that
and
external
adding
pressure,
on top of that,
internalized pressures.
Come on. Like, that's just not fair.
Like,
and I feel like all three of us, something we have in common is that we like to get things done well, not just do it, but do it well and be organized, perfect. Yeah,
and
what's your weakness? I'm too perfect. Literally,
oh my god,
I say that all the time. But I'm like, I'm so perfect, you guys.
Yes.
Have you seen those like TikToks of like a job interviews? Like, what's your weakness?
Yes.
I'm just so caring and I love
everything about it. I don't want to.
Which is true. It's true.
So that's that clip from Modern Family where Phil was like, oh, and they're like, what's your weakness? He's like, oh, I'm just like too much of a perfectionist. And then Claire's like, this is not a job interview.
It's like true.
It's true like, though.
I feel like we have that and it creates already a pressure which we don't need to have, right? Like not everyone is like that.
You don't need,
but then that's how we do our work well. That's what makes us feel good. That's what makes us feel like we're good scientists.
Exactly. It's so true.
So for someone to put that pressure on you saying that you're not good enough, like no, don't take that. Absolutely not.
Internalized and external pressure, I think is actually the worst combination. Like your PI should be rooting for you. Like when you go to them with doubt, they should be, it's okay. You're going to try again. You deserve to be here.
Yes.
Because students already are so hard on themselves.
I know.
Also,
STEM culture is very much like that.
Yes, like everyone's like, oh,
yeah, that's another thing to talk about.
Someone can tell your work is good, and like you're like, really? Like I was thinking maybe I could switch this or stuff like that.
Yes.
Like we're already very uneasy about ourselves. So,
also, there's thousands of dollars into this. That's like adds another pressure. It's just like I can't mess this little thing up because it's so much money.
This reagent costs so much money.
Yeah,
antibody, we're running out.
Like come on,
like the primers. If you mess up a primer dilution, you're
yeah. And people would be like, it's okay, but it's like you in the back of your mind, you're like, I don't really know.
No, yeah,
I know, but. I don't know. I wish I can talk to this person.
I know.
Same.
I know. It was posted like 23 days ago. Yeah. So like.
But if you are listening, if you happen to find this like miraculously, don't give it up.
Don't give up.
Stand up for yourself. Find the courage somehow to stand up for yourself and say, no, I'm finishing this. Like have maybe a document that says, okay, look, I'm on track. Yeah, maybe this is like, I've been troubleshooting. I've been doing the work. Don't give up on it because that's your work and that's your degree, and you know that you work well and you work hard. And
I think also too, sometimes with these programs you have to do the PhD first in order to even get the MD. So that's honestly like
a lot of pressure.
That's honestly a sabotage to even like try to delay this person and throw them off. Like seek outside counsel. Like honestly, like go to 100%. Like any third party you can get, whether it be the deans or a chair or some other director, some outside person to look at your work, and then they're gonna
like an unbiased party. Someone who's not involved.
Yeah, if you can't even talk to your PI, maybe try to talk to your advisor. If your advisor feels the same way, then you definitely have to go.
You have to go high.
Extra layer up. Because I don't really know if this is much of an attack on their work, because it makes 4 years. I think it's got a little personal.
It does feel retaliation.
It feels retaliation. It feels very vindictive. The behavior. So that's very high alarming.
You can't honestly. You can't get that far without getting that check mark every year.
Yeah. So I don't really know. This kind of.
To say you don't have the mental caliber and you're more of a B team person, that's not a professional and that has nothing to do with science.
So
sorry.
Inappropriate.
I mean, if y'all have an HR, I guess.
And this is also something too. They don't even have an HR in grad studies.
Don't.
So if they, that's why.
Yeah, find like a representation for yourself. Again, it's like we were saying, like third party person. Because I think. I don't know if talking to your PI is really going to do anything. I think you're going to just reach hostility and go into a confrontation with them, which you don't want.
Yes,
reach out to a third party, because there's a lot of gaslighting happening here.
Document everything.
Everything.
If you're using like emails or something, just like
paper trail.
Just keep it just so you know that like you're not crazy. That you know that like you tried everything that you could, and that like you have evidence of like what was said to you. Sometimes reading back emails later can really give you a new perspective. So just keep it like
keep your emails on track. 100%.
Try talking to someone first.
Yeah.
I think
that was heavy. I'm not gonna
lie. I really like this topic. Deserves its own personal episode. So, we can even make more of this.
We'll revisit.
We'll revisit.
Sure.
I think we can do the lab culture specifically.
Yes, because it ties into that.
That ties into it. But this is really disheartening because it's the PI. A lot of it sometimes is mostly like all of the lab mates. There's animosity there.
You get over that.
But it's kind of like
when it comes
leader.
high up.
That's
like you have to contact the person for everything. Your meetings are with them.
They have to review your paper, your manuscripts, your thesis overall, and give you the overall approval. So
it's their approval that matters. So if you have contention with them, then please talk to people around you, people higher up, and keep a paper trail. So if anything positive were to come out of this, is that you have your own back.
Exactly.
That needs to be there.
And you need to make people aware, because bring it to people's attention as soon as you can.
People know. Tell everyone.
Tell everyone. Go on the broadcast. Tell everyone.
You should.
Because
I had like a meme in my head from Modern Family where Mitch was like, shame!
Shame! Shame!
Also the Game of Thrones with the...
Shame, shame, shame! Shame on you! This was serious, but it turned into something funny.
No, because
literally
you need to know what is
PI.
going on with this PI. Like it's
shame on this PI.
Yeah.
No,
this is this is not... Like, it's not a good look, right? The fact that this has already reached Reddit, I mean, we don't know where the institution is, but I mean,
also most like universities, if I'm not wrong, have like an investigation team.
Yes.
So like if you do report misconduct, they will have to
file complaint.
They're required to do an investigation.
Yeah.
So maybe that's a route that you can take, because you know you worked. It's 4 years of your work. That's 4 years of your life. Like that's not fair to just like cop out, like make you cop out. Like that's not fair.
You cannot master out 4 years of work.
No,
I'm so sorry.
No.
Especially if you're not in agreement with it.
Yeah, and that's the thing. If you get someone that can vet for you, like this is published data, this looks great.
Yeah.
You're good. You're in the clear.
Yeah.
Then you know they can say what they want.
Keep track of your milestones, everything you've done.
Yes.
Keep a copy of all your data.
All your data, everything.
Because I've heard stories about like people like taking the data and stuff like that.
If it's on a lab computer, you download that.
Just keep a copy of your data.
And I would love to know what the dynamic with the other students are. Is there favoritism at play?
Yes.
Is
you
there
get the same opportunities as the other lab mates?
Yes.
That's also
Are they trying to pawn this project onto someone else?
Yes.
Like,
give it.
There's a lot. It's very layered. And I really hope you can reach out to somebody, an external party, someone that you could just a liaison, someone who knows the department, the faculty, human rights, something like that, where they can like step in, because there is a code of conduct. It may not be as explicit, but PIs can't just be running their labs rogue.
Yeah.
No,
so
they have to follow it.
It's
still a university.
Of the university. So can't just be going on crazy.
Yeah.
No.
And that's the thing. Having those guidelines for PIs and grad students can honestly alleviate a lot of these.
Yeah,
because like,
which is the one good thing you have is you can reach out to like the misconduct side of the university. You can file an investigation.
You can file a complaint.
A complaint. Sorry.
And you know what? Sometimes they may discourage you, like, oh, like don't tell or don't go.
Nope.
Because like, oh, you know, regardless, they owe you your degree, so you're getting your degree. You know, you'll be fine.
And the only time you should ever like master out is if it's your personal decision and you want that.
But like don't be pressured to exit.
And again, get that support, get that familial support, friend support, anyone in the lab who may be witnessing the behavior too.
That's useful.
Rally that, get their information as well, because I mean, you're gonna have to have someone to talk to your character.
Talk to anyone in the department, the secretaries, like
administrative
assistants.
staff.
Yes, like you know, anyone
in the department should know. Because it has to be known.
Yeah,
that's a little.
But that was a good episode. That was heavy, but I think it's needed. Like these are the types of mentorship talks that's needed, and we'll have more of these for sure. And
sounds good. All right, so we're signing out, y'all.
Thank you all so much. So it's been fun with you all today. Again, my name's Alrishia.
My name's Marishia.
And my name's Aishwarya, and this is
Genes and GenZs.